You're great.
You nailed it. Hi, everybody. Hi, Seattle. No, please. Don't let us interrupt your seat binding.
How we doing, Seattle?
Listen, guys. This is the elephant on the stage.
Yeah, the elephant on the stage.
These are the brightest lights we've ever. Like, I literally can see nothing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, and I think they're too revealing on this part of my body.
You're very greasy.
I can't even see 2 rows back.
Thank you. I'm very greasy. Thank you.
I thought they were gonna say, "Don't worry, you look great." But like, actually, yeah, it's a little.
Like you got hit by a train. Mike, are you okay? You need a hand?
Wow, band couldn't get off fast enough.
Don't sprain an ankle, guys.
You know, I thought the elephant on the stage was actually the fact that Richard, as a gift, bought and brought Matt and I these T-shirts.
Yeah. You know, and this is where Rob throws me under the bus inappropriately because I bought 3 of them.
And forgot his own.
No.
And left his own back in the hotel.
Actually physically lost my own, had a family search going on in the house. Couldn't
How
find.
would you have lost your own?
Because I brought it to your house when we shot the Indiegogo video. I thought we might wear them, so I brought them, and somehow one didn't make it out of the car or something.
The thing is, it might be at my house.
It might be your house.
I'm sensing a fabrication of sorts here, Rich.
I gotta be honest, it doesn't sound real.
Well, since I'm the one who bought the damn shirts to start with, F you, because I bought the damn shirt. R2M. Whoever did this, I don't know who did these shirts, but they're great. We love them.
We love them.
Nice job. Fan art. We love you fans and we love your art.
Might be just us, Rich.
No, seriously, like this fandom generates so much amazing work.
Hey, before you move on, if
I didn't move on. I was hanging right there. Okay.
I just have to point something out that you just slid right over. If fan art had a clever hashtag as if a relationship name, it would be called fart. And continue.
Yep. It certainly would have you.
This is true. Good point. But anywho's,
That's exactly what fan art wants to be known as. Guys, I love your fart. It really is great. I don't have time to say fan art. This is a piece, so because I couldn't find that, I reached into the grab bag of shirts that we've been grateful to receive over the years. And this one was an old school Dick and Matt karaoke shirt back when, well, there's not a lot of gray in my beard.
back when Rich looked like that.
When I had a solid brown beard.
Back when we were trying to fulfill the Evel Knievel costume contest there.
Yeah, it's very swinging 70s. So this is from the classic collection, and I don't know who did this either, but they did a great job.
Well, they have that even at the classic collar.
Yeah.
Also a piece of fart art there.
Hashtag fart.
I'm gonna let that one go, not go for the third one.
No, I say keep going.
I'm curious what we're doing. I'm learning. Robbie's mad that I don't know enough sign language. He knows a little bit of sign language. I know none. So, Robbie, I want to learn a little sign language. Fart. Okay, there you go. Now I know. There you go. Something for the kids at home. All right, listen, should we answer some questions?
Well, I guess so.
I can't see off the stage, but I think there might be.
Careful, watch where you're walking.
All right, we'll start over here. We're gonna do this. You.
First off, congratulations on reaching your goal on the Indiegogo campaign.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And literally, thank you, but thank you. Thank you for everybody out there who contributed or even looked at it and passed it on to friends or sent positive vibes. Whatever you did, we love you and we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's and if you don't know what they're talking about, Rich and I have this show, and it's called Kings of Con. We've already shot a 10-minute sort of pilot teaser. Has the potential to be a web series or a series. Matt's in it. This whole group of actors can be in it, but it's about sort of the backstage goings on during our convention circuit. So it's about you, it's about our world, and we're trying to capture the humor of it and also the love that we all have.
Over the past 5 years, it has made us laugh. And we've decided that we need to take those stories and now use them to make you laugh.
Right. But so all we had was, we have this pilot, and now we're sort of raising money to sort of make the whole series.
So thank you.
I got a chance to ask Timona this morning. If you were stuck in hell for eternity, what song would you plan on reading?
Oh, like that would kill me?
Yeah.
I know exactly. True by Spandau Ballet. Shoot me now.
Wow.
Every time they come on the radio, I literally sprain a finger trying to get the thing off. Robbie? No, Robbie. Yeah,
Just call me Robbie.
Yeah.
you know what? You're both so handsome.
Well, thank you. Mine would be Story of My Life by Social Distortion.
Good. Worst day?
What?
Gosh. It's the worst. That'd be an eternity. That'd be hellish for you.
I can try.
You don't. That was my answer, Robbie.
Okay. Sorry.
Note to self: return Matt's birthday gift. Best of Social D. You know what I was gonna get your new son, you know, some Social D themed onesies, but forget it.
I'm blanking because there are definitely lots of songs that come on the radio. I'm like,
Anything by Eddie Vedder you just hate?
hey, come on.
Too soon?
That's just not cool.
Okay.
You know I love Eddie Vedder.
Rob ships Eddie Vedder and Rob. And it's okay, because Eddie Vedder's a genius, and he's amazing, and the program's great.
Funny story. In the airport in Los Angeles on the way here, Richard goes, well, Eddie Vedder's right behind me. And I was like, what? And I turned behind him in the TSA line. Eddie Vedder's right there. And I was like, wait, do we say something here? I feel like we should get through security first. He's obviously on our plane. He's on our plane, so he's going to Seattle. I've met him once before, but he may not remember.
Yeah, may not.
Friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, sort of thing. So, okay, let's get through security. And then I had my guitar, so I was like, he'll probably notice in the band name. What's up, Eddie? I didn't get a look. He walked on through. I waited for Rich, who, of course, they were searching his bags. True story. And so we got through. And I ran to our gate, and I was like, right, where is he? Oh, they probably got him in a special waiting area. So when we get on, I'll see him in the first class, because we're not sitting in first class. So he's not on our plane, I missed it! He's not on our plane, so I completely missed the opportunity to be like, you may not remember me, but I met you and you're awesome.
You know who was stoked about him not being on our plane? Him.
Yeah.
Because you have been right up in his grill piece the whole time.
You guys
I also love
the moment,
I also love.
In the end, I'm glad I didn't.
Why?
I felt like Eddie was gonna walk away going, wow, what a cool guy.
Wow, maybe he was.
Maybe. But we were laughing, what if Eddie came up to Richard and be like, hey man, big Band of Brothers fan. And he hands me his camera to take the picture.
I was telling Robbie it'd be great if he's like, hey man, I love Band of Brothers, big fan, watch it all the time. Hey, do you mind, the boys in the band, we love it, watch it all the time, love our men and women in uniform, love America. Can we get a picture with you? I'm like, no problem. Robbie, snap the pic. And big Rob like, I can hate you.
Robbie tries to get in the selfie. He's like, yeah, I got you guys.
Or better yet, if he came out and was like, hey, big Supernatural fan, love the Trickster, love everything you do. And Richard goes, well, my buddy Robbie's in it too. He's like, I must not have seen that one. Anyway.
That's the thing. And here's the bummer. What if, let's play this scenario, the positive scenario. What if you'd said something to Eddie, like whatever you would have legitimately said about being a huge fan, and he'd gone, yeah man, no, I told you know what, big waiting fan, think you're hilarious. And he'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah,
you missed that moment. You should have said something right. I was encouraging him to say something because I always think it's very flattering if somebody, now I'm no Eddie Vedder, but it's always gracious when somebody says something nice to you.
Yeah.
So I figure you would have said something nice to him, and he would have thought it was,
I would have on the plane.
That's weirder. See that? No, then you're kind of trapped in a box. That's like your Felicia Day, don't let her get away bit. You know what I mean? Like, don't let her get away. Lock her downstairs. It's, I think it's a little bit like
Put her in the van. Yeah, no.
The van with tinted windows.
Yeah.
I think that Eddie Vedder being trapped in the first class. Where he's like, okay man, hey, thanks, it's great. And like, yeah, I know it's great. You know what else I loved? The thing you said, you did an interview in Rolling Stone in 2009, and is this you? So anyway, I was thinking,
Yeah.
would have been a nightmare.
That awkward moment when you get stuck because there's a line and stuck, like, big fan.
Big luggage.
Anyway, Vitology is my favorite. So anyway, line won't move. Hey, next time. Next time. I think
I feel like you thought about that. That seems very realistic. Like Rob's like, okay, if I get stuck going to the bathroom and I'm near his seat, then I'll just act. I'll like I got a regular body. I'll do this. Oh, I'll play it off. I'll pretend like like it's Vedra, right? Oh, Vedder. Not a huge fan. I know guys who are fans. I don't. Anywho,
you sign this. It's for a friend. His name's Rob.
It is Rob Benedict. And can I get a selfie with you because he's my twin? So he'll really
Blow him away. Anyway, I can't think of a song that would be the worst. Honestly, the worst for me in hell or purgatory.
I forgot we were answering the question.
I like to answer the question.
No, you don't.
And that is, for me, it would be no music at all. That'd be mine.
I got stuck up to an industry. Unbelievable.
I feel bad. I thought I went out of the mic.
You know who's waiting for you back there? Gary wants to talk to you about that mic play. Look at that's coming out of your check. You.
Hi. I was wondering what, if you could play any other character on the show, who would it be?
Who gets paid the most?
I would say, you may think this is weird. I think Abaddon is pretty badass. So, if gender is not an issue, I'd say Abaddon.
Guess who just got pulled off my bucket list?
That says so much about you.
And I stand behind every statement.
No.
I'm going to say this. I think Supernatural's lucky to have like seriously phenomenal people playing those characters. So it's hard for me to imagine somebody else being those characters.
Hey man, we're not sucking up.
That said, Lucifer. Have you?
I have to agree with Rich that we're all lucky to play the characters we play, and all the characters are extremely awesome, and
Blah, blah, blah,
nobody
blah,
else
blah,
can play them better than the people that have played them. That being said, I would like to play Crowley. And only because I think I could do a better job. No other real reason at all. Just nothing.
Well, you would be a much nicer Crowley.
Yeah, because like my great, British dialect, you sound like you're from London. Hello, puppet.
Hold on, cut.
Hello, governor.
Cut. Let's go back to one. Hey, Matt.
No.
Here's a note. Maybe let's make Crowley from America. We're gonna switch it up.
Just imagine his response to everything if he was American. He's like, no.
Nah.
Just became less cool.
Nah.
Not so much.
Hi. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about Kings of Con and the timeline. Like, I know you just got fully funded, which congratulations again.
Thank you.
You said that would get out 3 or 5 episodes. So I was wondering like when those would come out. And also Matt, I know you'll be in it too, but if you have any like other upcoming projects you want to talk about, I'd love to hear that too.
So we'll jump into the Kings of Con thing first.
Matt's already in it.
Matt's in it and will be in it consistently. So he hopefully will be busy with us.
The first 10 minutes we shot, Matt's
Matt's a key player. First and foremost, we have a lot of shirts to send out and Skype conversations and selfies to take. We have a boatload of selfies to take. You know, it's funny, we were watching, and this is one of the, it's just been fantastic. Again, not to over-thank you people, but it's been amazingly flattering and encouraging to see the kind of response we're getting. So that we put up the selfie thing, and suddenly, I think, as of yesterday, day one, we had 353 selfies to take.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
My thumb hurts.
ooh,
Just stick it out.
ooh, it'd be a pouring sweat. You know. So we obviously have to do all that groundwork. The campaign goes on for 45 days, so you sort of exist through that. We're going to put up other stuff the hats and shot glasses and other kind of fun Kings of Con stuff, and then we have to deal with all that. And then it's about the production, which will be a normal production schedule in terms of look at the scripts, see the locations, break it down, and do a proper production schedule. When Rob and I did the 10-minute teaser, it was done much more, on our schedule when we could get the scenes done, when Matt was available and that kind of thing, and we didn't have, because we were doing it
sort of run and gun between actual jobs, it was on a very much more extended schedule. As far as when they'll be available, I don't want to say specifically because that's going to fluctuate based on what we're able to do and when we're able to get our people lined up. But it'll be our top priority as soon as we're done giving you what you just got from us. Whatever it is you put your money on, after we get that to you, then we're about the business of making a show. And it becomes a full-time job.
Yeah, we've got, kind of a full season of shows that we have sort of slated out that we want to do. And so our ultimate goal would be to, make enough to do that.
By the way, that's a good point, and I think it deserves elaboration. We had a goal that we reached, which we're very, very, very thrilled by, which means we can go shoot the show. If you're not familiar with crowdfunding campaigns, you will see that we have stretch goals, we have more goals and more higher amounts slated as sort of secondary and third tier goals. Why is that? It's because we want to shoot all 10. So our goal is to shoot the whole season, rather than just 3 or 4. Whatever we get is great, and we will shoot whatever we can do. But that's why it still exists on the campaign, and we don't just pull it off. Because the more that momentum builds, and we get more press, and we do interviews, and international audience finds out about it, then we'll use all the interest to generate more shows. So.
And the great thing is, and ultimately, we make this season, a lot of people watch it, and then a studio comes along and pays us to do the next season. So, we can all sort of have a show that has all of us in it. And,
it's such an interesting world we live in. Like, the crowdfunding thing didn't exist, 5 years ago. I mean, I know Veronica Mars had a huge hit with it. Yeah, it's for a huge spike in the funding world, and Zach Braff did, and obviously some other shows and movies right now are doing really well with it. It's so unique, but I think it's so brilliant because even for me as a viewer, somebody who enjoys TV and film myself, it's the most powerful tool I've ever seen. You literally see something, you're like, I like that. If the dumbasses don't think that Senka wants to advertise in it, they don't want to put it on TV, F them. I'll make it. I love it. I think it puts the power where it belongs if you're doing the viewers. It excites me for the future of media, all TV, all film, everything. It excites me.
us that it excites you, and
oh yeah, we're all on the same page. We're all doing the same thing. For all of you who may have given to us, trust me, Rob and I are like on Indiegogo, pledging to other campaigns because there's so much.
We pledged our own campaign too.
I read our pitch and I'm like, this sounds great. I'm in. I want one of Rob's socks.
I love those guys. Anyway, it's exciting. So hopefully by the end of this year we'll be have several shot and we'll be editing and
right. And we'll be doing consistent updates for people who are backers and people who are not backers. We'll just be updating.
We'll let you know exactly where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Matt, any upcoming projects?
Yes, my upcoming project is currently titled Sit-Ups and Push-Ups, as I just sold my body for $200,000.
You do know this, right? I want you to know this. This was not planned. Rob and I have a business plan about how we're building the budgets for the show, and out of nowhere, Matthew Cohen last night says on our video that we were launching today that he was going to run naked down a street once we hit $200,000. This dude sprained his wrist clapping about it. He is fired up. And I get it. I have pitched Matt being shirtless more times than I care to count, dude.
When we were putting the show together, he was like, I got a great team. Matt shirtless.
Hey, I know. Give the people what they want. Is what I'm saying. Or give the people what I want. Give the people what I want. Point is, Matthew Cohen said last night on this very stage in a purple suit that he would run naked down the street once we hit the goal of $200,000. And Robin and I sprinted to the computer and put that as an update on the site, which you can't take down. It's Indiegogo. That's on there. When we hit $200,000, Matt is going to run naked down the street. And I think what we're going to do, this is unofficial and it's not on the site yet, and we'll talk about it, but I think what we're going to do is put a perk up there where you can make it your street. I have to say one thing. On Friday, people, I come here, I get off a plane, I come to karaoke, I have a little bit
too much fun. I go to sleep and I wake up Saturday morning like, what happened? Oh, my wife texts me. Hope we're not having her baby. It says, you little shit symbol. You're gonna run down the street naked, question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation. And then Rich and Rob go, hey man, check out the site. It's official.
Have you seen the post? But the thing is, Junkie, if you remember, it wasn't a throwaway like, nah, maybe I'll, take my clothes off or something. You're like, set up, the camera ready? We're doing it? Everybody shush. You're like, people, I am going to strip my clothes off, run free to the world, my whole body. I think you did 2 takes of it. Let's do it again.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Indiegogo.com, look up Kings of Con. We're not making this up. Kings of Con. There's a video of Matt saying this. He's doing it. It's happening. He's going to be naked on the street, and I'm also not kidding. I'm probably going to put a pretty pricey price tag on it, but it's going to be
Your street.
get Matt naked on your street.
And there's going to be like at least 20 available. 20 different streets across America. Okay, we have a lot of questions. I feel like we're not gonna.
No, you say, yeah, Rob, I'm only gonna do. We're gonna cap it at 20, man. 20.
It's basically gonna be Route 66. Okay, that's more comforting.
First off, Richard, thank you for the selfie.
You're welcome.
Also, what was each of your guys' favorite parts while playing on Supernatural so far?
I will briefly just being on the show or behind the scenes stuff.
On the show.
On the show, I loved being able to play 2 characters in one episode, which is the Changing Channels episode. I love being able to. It's rare doing guest spot work. You're usually called in to do very mundane work. The work you're given on Supernatural shows as a guest star is unbelievably challenging and fun and well written and unique and unlike anything else. To cap that off with being able to play 2 characters at once, which I know all 3 of us have done actually, is amazing. So change for me was the actual scene in the warehouse where I revealed myself to be Gabriel. That was my favorite moment in the show. Matthew?
The Michael John episode, of course, to stand.
Not any of the other?
No, it was the Michael John episode the most. I like the episode where I was just John. And I like the episode where I get to be John and Michael and touch Jensen's little forehead and make it disappear. All those fun things.
There wasn't a day I didn't enjoy working on that show, but I would say just sort of topically or more recently, being able to come back to the 200th episode is pretty awesome. It was one line, but it was like, gave me goosebumps. Like, that was a really fun, cool moment to be part of.
I gotta say, I don't wanna usurp your own answer to your own question, Rob, but for my money, Swan Song is the best episode ever done. It's so special and unique in that, and such a great reveal that
The guy dance with the alien.
that was, you know what? The alien dancing. Listen, I know in certain, it may be frowned upon in certain circles, but I personally find alien anal probing hilarious. I thought that was dynamite television. What?
I just don't know. I don't know if that's PC to the aliens.
You know what? Somewhere up there, the aliens are watching, going, we don't do that.
No, exactly.
I'm not sure why they always say we probe. What happened to 20 questions? You know what I mean? We don't need to go downtown to get our answers, if you know what I'm saying.
Not to usurp your own question, but I'd say strippers. Strippers is your best
All
job.
right, strippers. Robbie says strippers. Robbie loves strippers. I like your outfit, even though it's really Jensen, but I dressed like it for a while, so
My question is for you, Richard. You started out playing as the trickster. Did you know that the trickster would turn out to be Gabriel? And if you did, when did you find out? What did you think?
I did not know, and I questioned whether the writers knew. I have a feeling it may have been one of those things that was developed over time. I found out when I got the script for Changing Channels. They, sort of reserve your time. Are you available? Yes, I am. And they send over a script a week ahead of time, and I read the script. I'm like, I mean, at first when I got hired, I thought I was just playing a janitor because I didn't really pay attention. And on the airplane, I read that script. I'm like, no, hey, I'm not just a janitor. I'm a demigod. Cool. And then I get death script from like some demigod, oh, hey, check me out. I'm actually an archangel. So I found out a week before we shot the episode. And I remember calling Jeremy Carver, who wrote the episode, and saying, oh, cool. So I'm trying to do backstory. I've read the Bible, all the archangel stuff. And Jeremy's like, yeah, we really don't go by the Bible. So,
Wow, how long did that take you?
no, that's the archangel stuff.
You just beeline
The clip notes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they had that. That's great. And then Jeremy Carver, how'd you get his number so early in the...
Bob Singer connected me with him because there was so much mythology in that episode that was being referenced that I'm like, that hadn't even aired yet. They shot all these episodes, they were referring to all this stuff, and I was like, I called Bob Singer.
Because you knew Singer from before.
I knew Singer from before. I had done a pilot with him, and so and he said, "Louis, hook up with Carver." I think they sent me a bunch of DVDs of shows that hadn't aired yet, so I could follow the mythology of what they were saying in that season. Because I was completely lost trying to read that episode.
Hey, so we know that you three guys are great friends and you know all of each other's dirt. So if you were to ask each other questions, like example for Rob to talk about Perth, what would you ask each other?
Meaning, if we were asking each other about like the things that
The tough questions?
tough questions.
Or entertaining, either way.
You really have a sore spot with the Perth thing, though, because I have never understood why Rob hates the city so much. Rob, just backstory, Rob hates Perth.
No, that's not the backstory.
That is.
The backstory, for those who don't know, is that Richard, while we were at a convention in Australia, told a fan in Australia who saw him and she was in tears, because she was excited to meet him, and I was standing there. She wasn't showing me as much love, but I was there with Richard, which is all the more cruel that when Richard, he said, "Where are you from?" And she was like, "I'm from Perth," and he's like, "Oh, Rob hates Perth." And I was like, No, I don't. And she looks at me, tears in her eyes, and goes, "We take offense to that."
Well, it is offensive. It's the woman's hometown.
I kid you not, I spent the rest of the weekend and my entire life since then trying to say, I don't hate Perth.
Listen, I don't know if Rob hates Perth or if he doesn't hate Perth. The jury's out. But if you Google Rob hates Perth, you'll find a lot of information at this point to back up my theory.
People have made
And shirts. My favorite shirt is literally somebody made, again, #fart, Matt. It is the country of Australia with the star where Perth is, and a drawing of Rob going.
It's a real picture.
It was exactly like Rob.
Yeah, I don't hate Perth at all. But no matter how say that I don't hate Perth, it sounds like I hate Perth. And so that whole weekend, people are like, "Hey, by the way, it's a great city. You should go there. It's great. There's nothing wrong." No, I know. I don't think it's a bad city. But every time I say that, people are like, "Meh." So that's your fault.
I don't, and this is an embarrassing thing, but I look at you guys, as much time we spent together, I don't have any dirt in you dudes.
I don't have any dirt.
Honestly, I know it sounds lame, and this is not funny or interesting or even something I like to say, but these are two very quality gentlemen. I don't have any negatives. I know they're dirt, and it's not that dirty.
It's really not that dirty. I would ask you guys about your fear of flying, how that's going. Probably, right? That's what you share.
Yeah, you rub that in, like a
No,
jerk.
not rubbing it in like a jerk. Hey,
Kick a man when he's down.
when the stuff goes down, I mean, I'm as scared as anybody. If we're actually diving in a plane, I'm gonna be as crazy. But you guys just predict it on your own, like. Hey,
Well, Rob and I always had a joke, and Matt is tied into this. It literally, Rob and I always said, if somebody did a movie about Rob and Rich, it would be, and this might be the season 2 poster for Kings of Con. It's a poster of me, then Rob, and over me it says, "He's afraid of flying," and over Rob it says, "He's afraid of everything else."
Matthew also is afraid of flying.
I am no longer one that holds that phobia.
Great! And same with Rich, you're both gotten over it.
You know why? Because of the conventions. We've been forced to fly so much anymore. Matthew and I used to fly together to every convention before hosting began. Matthew and I would always fly in to go to host karaoke together. And Matt and I'd be on the plane, so if this is the window of the plane, Matt and I are both flying together, reading our books, watching movies, whatever. The second there's a bump, we both go.
It's so great.
Sorry, it's
Sorry, so, you know, it's like a speed bump, but it's in the air. It doesn't really exist. It's there.
All right.
Maybe,
You're right.
I hope the pilot didn't fall asleep or a bomb didn't hit us.
Let's give it 2 minutes. Okay. And so we'll watch and rumble. Okay, this fucked. I don't know what's going on here. That's go kick the cockpit door. He may have dozed off. I mean, literally, we are gas and fire together.
And flying, as if one of you is missing and I'm there, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare because they're like, he's doing that, and I'm just trying to fly. I'm like sleeping, listening to music. He's like, feel that? You feel that? And I'm like, feel what? I didn't feel anything. Why is nobody freaking out? Why is no one else freaking out? I don't get why no one else is freaking out.
I may or may not have asked him that a few times. The thing that annoys Rob, which annoys me that it annoys Rob, is Rob doesn't like it when you take his headphones off his head to ask him a question. Which I'm like, how else am I going to ask him a question but to do that?
The worst is, I'm watching a movie, and he'll pause the movie. You don't have the rights to get inside my iPad and pause my movie. You don't have those rights.
Oh, I don't have pause rights? How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir?
But there's a great story in Australia when I flew with Matt, and Matt heard that I was Mr. Cool on a plane. And this plane was going crazy. It was going to go down. We had the worst, right? And what happened?
I mean, it wasn't gonna go down.
Oh, look at Matt sugarcoating the past.
We got on a plane, we were tired, we were going from city to city in Australia to another con the next day.
Yeah, Sydney to Melbourne, a short flight.
Richard hops in a middle section. We're in a giant plane, there's like 30 of us on a 777, like there's seats everywhere. So Rich gets a middle section of 3 seats and sits in the middle seat of those 3 seats and literally falls asleep on the runway. Mr. Terrified
like this.
of airplanes. Sleeping. Like, you could just see he's in happy dreamland. So I'm like, oh, there's 2 seats there, and Robbie's in the window, and hey, I'm uncomfortable flying. What's the best thing I could do? Sit next to the guy that's so comfortable and confident flying. Sit down next to Robbie. I sit down next to Robbie. The window's down on that side. Oh, hey man, what's up? Headphones on, movie going. Start to take off a little bit, little rumble, little shake. We get up like a couple thousand feet, we're still good, we're climbing. They announce, hey, we have curry for dinner and chicken for dinner. And I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And before anything could even happen, the plane goes, boom, like this dip. And like, I'm white knuckling the seat. I'm like, oh, no.
And he looks to me, who's Mr. Kaufman, I'm like,
and I immediately am livid, angry. I'm like, and he's going repetitively, maybe 60 times in a minute. I don't know. And at that time, we both look over to Rich, because we're fearful for his fear, and we want him to be comfortable. We look over to Rich.
Do the whole thing. I mean, we're talking like the stewardess, everybody, this drink tray.
Yeah.
This drink tray rushes down the aisle.
So far, right down the thing.
Misha's in the bathroom.
Oh, that's a good one.
Peeing on himself.
Yes. That's my favorite part of the story. Because Misha was in the urinal, and he's taking a leak while it happens. And here's what happened. The plane goes down. The urine doesn't go with the plane. And it goes from bowl, and it's like, oh, ha, crap.
And so everybody's sweating. It's not just me and Matt. Finally, the plane levels out. It seemed to be okay. That night, we're like, whew.
We got through it.
And then plane's level, everything's quiet, and the Rich wakes up and he's like, curry? That's no curry, or?
It is true. I woke up because I smelled curry. And I woke up like, where's curry? And I look over there. Just so you know, when I wake up, completely smooth hair, no problem. I look over there. Matt is sweat drenched in Rob's hair. Misha's got a urine on her. I'm like,
just sitting there like, God, it's good.
What I miss? I'm like beaming the stewardess, pays some food, she's crying. She just called her family.
He's like, what is it? Is it the curry's too hot or what? Because all I smell is curry.
Not paying for the spice? Well,
Needless to say, I overcame my fear of flying by going, Rich would call me every single week, every time we'd go to a convention, hey Matt, what day are you flying? I would go, hey Rich, what day are you and Rob flying? Rich would go, Thursday. I would go, yep, I'm flying Friday, Rich.
and now you're a solo flyer and you're all brave, and you know
Now I'm
what?
a solo flyer and I don't have to be scared anymore.
You done growed up. We're real proud of you, man. We're proud of you. Can we squeeze in one last one?
Let's squeeze in one last question.
Misha Collins, what can we do for you?
My question is for Richard.
Yes.
First of all, I love the character of Gabriel. He's like my favorite character.
I can tell by the way you're dressed.
I didn't have to cosplay for that. But my question for you is if, because in changing channels, your character turned Sam into the Impala, and I'm wondering what you would think of a supernatural episode where the Impala comes to life.
I think it'd be fantastic. I think it'd be fantastic. I think it'd be more fun to turn Jared into a Prius, but sure, hey, whatever. I think it's great. Let's squeeze in one more. We got one more in us. One more question.
Hi.
Hi.
So, in Mystery Spot,
Yes?
your character kills Dean a lot.
Yes, he does.
So, what was your favorite method that he used?
Oh,
what would you have done?
I gotta think we should. I mentioned that earlier. Bad tacos. I'm a bad taco fan, but they're all great. I don't wanna play favorites in how to kill Dean. You know what I'm saying? There's no losing in that scenario. We're gonna squeeze in one more. Here we go.
This is for Richard. What is the funniest scene you have done with
Right now, Rob and Matt are flying to Australia.
Hey Robbie, you want to start flying on Friday, buddy?
Yeah, Friday sounds good.
Sounds good.
You're asking funniest one of Jensen and Jared. Mine is very similar to Rob's. We both have good dog stories. I'll tell mine, you'll tell yours. I walked into, Jared and Jensen have trailers that are side by side. And I didn't know these guys at all, and they were gracious enough to say, hey, listen, when you ramp, we're going to be watching the Dallas Cowboys Green Bay game in our trailer, in Jensen's trailer, one of their trailers, come by and watch the game with us. I'm like, oh, that's so nice of them, because otherwise I'm just in a hotel by myself. So I finished my day's work, they had finished their day's work, I go and I'm looking like two identical trailers. I'm like, man, I can't remember where they said go. And there's a giant cliff kind of guarding him, giving me the furry eyeballs, so I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, I was in the call sheet and I should go. He's like, So I said, right, I hear noise in this one, so it must be that trailer. Kids, knock first is a lesson we should all take home with us from this con. Because I listened and heard noise and had been invited inside previously, so I made the mistake of thinking that noise was being made by humans. And I just opened the door and stepped into the trailer and I said, guys, what's the score? And two giant dogs went, "Fruit." And I went, and they leapt up at me like, bang, close the door, you hear them against, scratching against the wall. I go in and watch the game, they're like, want a beer? Why are your pants wet? No reason, go team. You have a dog story.
That's not as good as that. It's the same story, but they're like, why did the microphone drop out of your bum? Look, the microphone just dropped out of your bum.
Why are you shitting sound equipment? What's going on?
What do we have? If anybody has a question from the group, we can answer.
Anybody have a question for all three of us? Anybody? In the name of all things holy. Yes, you.
Okay. So as an aspiring actress, do you have any tips
for like extreme nerves around people that you have a lot of respect for, such as judges at an audition or something?
Listen, I don't think, in my opinion, nerves never go away. But I think the challenge is not, don't worry about being nervous, worry about learning how to channel that energy into something positive. Because I always say the day I'm not nervous is the day I don't give a crap anymore.
Yep.
I always get nervous. I get nervous before I do anything. It's in front of a large crowd or in front of auditioning or even the first day of shooting when I don't know the cast and crew. I always have some anxiousness. And so I would say your challenge is to be okay with being nervous, A, which will then get you out of your own head. And then use that same energy that makes you nervous into going in the room and kicking ass and not worrying about who's in the room. Gentlemen, any advice on that?
I'm the same. Every first day on every set I've ever been on has been nerve-wracking, and it's like Rich says, you use it and figure it out into your character. You know, you can use it and channel it. You'll figure out a way to turn it into different emotions or just different energy that you'll find a way to channel it. You have no choice. I mean, that is the only option, really, and it never goes away.
No, learn to love it, embrace it. I mean, I live with it every day. But yeah, we get nervous. I tell people like, I'm always nervous before Loud and Swain takes the stage Saturday night. People are like, you still get nervous? I'm like, yeah, damn right I do. And in fact, if I don't, that's what worries me.
I get nervous before we take the stage Friday morning.
Yeah.
When we start the show, any city, when we go out to start the show, you guys get nervous still?
No, I don't give a shit.
You're
Well said.
You're trying so hard. You get nervous.
Absolutely.
No? Okay, we're batting 500 to the band. But I still, because a lot of what we do is improv. What we're doing now is improv. Like, we're making stuff up, which is fun and loose and great, but it also
requires that you live kind of like this. You kind of stay on your toes.
So it's normal. Listen, nervousness is natural. Being nervous, being scared, being impressed by other people, and even sort of getting weak-kneed around your heroes. We still do the same. Eddie Vedder. Anybody from REM, we have our heroes. I
thought it was going to be Avril Lavigne for you.
I don't know why we would make fun of her. I think she's a very talented lady. You got a problem?
For me? Yourself?
Avril Lavigne also.
So I'm just saying, you're in the right path. If you're nervous, that means you're in the right spot, because the comfortable path is never the challenge. Always take the uncomfortable road, and that's how you know you're going down the right way.
Enjoy it. All right, peeps, I think we gotta go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Richard.
Thank you so much, everybody.
That was fun. Hi, I love you. That was fun. Good job, you guys. So we're going to introduce the next guest. We don't have our host right now, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do this. But I'm assuming we are. Mitchell, hold on.
I'm in.
You were going to show a video. I just found out. I just got handed this right now. Robbie, remember we talked about improv?
Richard, yeah.
By the way, I just want you to know, I was backstage just getting lampooned, by our next guest for going, that's good advice. She's petrified of something, tell her to go ahead and do it. I hope you're happy. Skydiving. I've never wanted to jump off a building, but I'm scared of it, and Rich says it's a good idea, so. You know what I mean. He's a jerk. Speaking of jerks, we have a video dedicated to this jerk we're going to watch right now. Is Taylor Hardman here? Taylor Hardman? Taylor Hardman, come here. If you're here. If you're not here, don't come here. Taylor? No, Taylor. Here's Taylor here. Taylor, you made this video. You made this video? This is $100 of non-usable currency that you've won. It's not legal tender, but you can use it to buy a bunch of stuff in the swag room. As Rob Benedict likes to say, that's 37 pictures of Rob or a picture and a half of Misha. So it depends on what you want to spend it on. But we look forward to seeing your video. Great job. Here we go. Let's watch this thing.
Been here for a really long time.